Okay, then in today's class, I will do one or two more numericals so that you will get to know what exactly you will be getting in the exam, and then we will move to another chapter. So, to continue the discussion, we were discussing common gate topology. So, let's discuss one more example. So, if you have something like this over here, if you see, this is the this is the voltage VB which is applied to gate M1, and this is a constant voltage VB, and then we have RS, and then we have input source, the voltage input source, a small signal input source V in over here. So now what we want is we want to calculate the voltage gain, which is like V out this side. So we want to calculate V out by V in. So there are actually two ways of doing it. The first way of doing it is you replace this MOSFET M1 by the small signal equivalent, and carry out the analysis, and you will get the result. It's very simple, right? Only one MOSFET is there, and you just replace it by the small signal equivalent and solve the voltage gain V out by V in. That is the first way. The second way I will tell you today, because first way is quite simple. I guess you can do it yourself also. But the second way is also, another way of solving this circuit, which actually, you know, simplifies the process. Like you don't have to carry out extra hard work in calculating the voltage gain, but by just looking the circuit itself, you can analyze it, and calculate the voltage gain by seeing that. So how will you do this? You will do this by considering two circuits. First circuit is this one, and the second circuit is this one. So basically, I am telling you the tricks to solve the question, or the circuit smartly, so that instead of doing a tedious job of replacing this MOSFET M1 by a small signal equivalent and then solve voltage gain, it's better to do a smart work so that you get the results proper and with less effort. So if this is the circuit that you have here, so let's make this circuit again, the one which is shown in yellow. It is basically V in, and then you have RS. But after this, you have a MOSFET, which is M1. But the important thing now is, this MOSFET M1. If you see carefully in our earlier lectures also, what we were discussing is, if you have a MOSFET like this, and if you are looking from here, and if you want to see the resistance of this MOSFET M1, then this resistance of the MOSFET M1 will be 1 over GM1. This we have already discussed and derived also so many times. You can also derive, and I think you must be agreeing on this because we are talking about this so many times. So when you look into the source of M1, the resistance offered by that is 1 over GM1. So that you can write it over here. So this is your 1 over GM1. And now you have V out this side. So not V out, it will be, let us say, Vx. Here you have X at this point. At this point, let us say we have a voltage node Vx. So what is the value of Vx? The value of Vx is, it is a simple voltage divider, right? So you can calculate the value of Vx. It will be 1 over Gm1 over 1 over Gm1 plus Rs times V in. So it's a simple voltage divider. For example, I think there is no, I think you must be comfortable with this, that the voltage coming out at the node X is resistance 1 over Gm1 divided by 1 over Gm1 plus Rs times V in. So this is the voltage that you will observe here. So now we will consider the second circuit, which is shown in blue point. And what is that? That is this one. This is VB, and then you have Vx at this point, and then you have RD, and then you have VDD. So now you remember that you have already seen this type of circuit. This is basically a common gate circuit. We have already discussed that. and the value of the voltage gain for this common gate circuit is GMRD. You have already you already know the gain of this common gate circuit, which is GMRD, and the gain is actually V out over Vx. This is your gain because you already know this. That is what is applied at the source terminal. It will be amplified at the output by the gain GMRD. So now you can multiply this and this here. So when you this you can write it as Vx over V in equal to 1 over Gm1 over 1 over Gm1 plus Rs. So now you can multiply this term and this term together. So what, when you multiply these two together, you will get V out over V in, which is basically this Gm1 Rd times 1 over Gm1 divided by 1 over Gm1 plus Rs. So what you get at the output is Rd over 1 over Gm1 plus Rs. So this is the answer for this particular circuit. So you can solve the other way around, as I told you earlier also. You can replace the MOSFET M1 by small signal equivalent and solve for V out by V in. You will get this same answer. But the way we have done it is a more simpler approach as compared to that approach, because you already know the voltage gain for this particular circuit. So why not make use of that? So that is the main advantage of solving a circuit by dividing it something like this. So if you have any questions here, we can discuss. Otherwise, I will move forward with another two questions. Any questions? Okay, so if there are no questions, then just a second. I will. So now the second question that I will discuss is this one. This is VDD. Then we have a MOSFET M1 here. This one is here, and then we have RD, and then we have a voltage VB here, and then we have this side V in, and both of the sources are connected by a current source I1. So let us say you have something like this, and here you want to calculate the voltage gain V out by V in. So in this circuit, can you tell me what this MOSFET is operating in? Like which type of amplifier M2 is, and which type of amplifier M1 is? Any one of you can answer? So M2 is basically operating as common gate amplifier. Why it is acting as a common gate amplifier? Because you can see that at this source of the MOSFET M2 you have some excitation, and this excitation is getting amplified at the output. So this particular in this particular topology, your M2 is actually it's a common gate amplifier. Whereas in this case, when you have this M1, so what you are actually considering is you are applying input signal here and seeing some sensation in this source part of the M1. So basically the M1 is acting as a common drain amplifier, because you are applying input in the gate terminal of M1 and you are seeing the sensation on the source terminal of M1. So here the drain is actually common to both, so it's a common drain amplifier. But now let us calculate the voltage gain for this particular circuit. So if you want to calculate the voltage gain for this particular circuit, what you can do is you can take a small signal equivalent of this. So what is that? The small signal equivalent? Small signal equivalent of this will be your RD is grounded because of this VDD, which is it's a constant voltage, and in small signal analysis this VDD will be ground. And then you have this MOSFET M2, which is connected through the bias voltage VB, so it will also be grounded because bias voltages or any DC voltages are grounded, so this will be grounded. And the current source will be open circuited because you know that in small signal analysis current sources are open circuited, so it is open. And then we have this MOSFET M1 like this, and this is also grounded, and this is V in. Then you have M1 here. So now the important thing is how to calculate the voltage gain V out over V in. That is V out over V in is the important consideration that we want to see. So now the thing is, if you see from this side, again the same story coming up. If you see from this side, from the source of M1, the resistance that is given by M1 is 1 over GM1. So this is the resistance that comes because of that. So what you can do is you can create a circuit which is having V in over here. Then you have 1 over GM1 type of thing coming because of this MOSFET M1. And then what happens is then you have, you know, amplifier which is operating in common gate, and this is the RD, and this is ground, and this is the voltage V out. So if you see this circuit carefully, this we have already analyzed here, where you have RS and then you have RD at the drain, and RS here is played by this 1 over GM1. This is the role played by RS. So whatever gain that you have got for this particular circuit, that same gain will be used. So here we got RD over 1 over GM1 plus RS. So our gain will be V out by V in equal to RD over 1 over GM1 plus RS. This is the answer that we got from our earlier discussion. So here RD remains the same, and then you have 1 over GM1 plus then the RS thing, which is actually this now. The RS is replaced by 1 over GM1. So it is 1 over GM1 here, and this will be GM2, sorry. This will be GM2 because considering this as the common gate, the GM of the MOSFET M2 will be GM2. So any questions here regarding this particular circuit? Okay, so if there are no questions, then let's move forward, and let's discuss one more question, and then I'll ask you guys to tell me what will be the answer. So here we have a voltage source VDD, then you have MOSFET M4 here. This is VB. Then we have a MOSFET M3 this side, and this is VDD here. Then we have here a MOSFET M1, which is V in, and then we have a MOSFET M2 this side, which is here given. And then we have two output voltages, V out 1 and then we have V out 2. So if we want to calculate V out 1 divided by V in, if we want to calculate this, and if we want to calculate V out 2 divided by V in both the cases, what will be the role of M1? Like M1 will play here which role? M1 will play here which role? Like uh, is it a common gate or a common drain or a common source? And here is it a common gate, common drain or common source? Who will answer me this question? 1198. Can you answer me this question? 1198. Can you speak up?
Yes, I'm thinking. Just a
Okay.
minute.
Okay. 1242.
Yes, sir, I'm thinking 2 minutes.
And how about 1245?
Just a minute, sir.
Okay. In all these three, in all the two cases, let me know what will be the answer. result. See, one thing is important here. In the first case, when you are saying it's V out 1 over V in, so you should see clearly that you are applying something on the gate and you are getting output at the source. So when you are getting output at the source, you already know that in which circuit it happens. It happens in common drain circuit. So that's why in the first case when you are saying it's common drain, it is right, because you are applying input at the gate terminal and getting output at the source terminal. That's why it is a common drain amplifier M1. Whereas you realize now, in case of V out 2 by V in, you must realize this, that you are applying input at the gate and you are getting output at the drain. So when you are getting output at the drain, which is that topology where you apply input at the gate and output at the drain? The only topology which you will observe will be common source, not the common gate. This is the only topology where you apply input at the gate terminal and get output at it, input at the gate and output at the drain. Whereas what you are saying is common gate. In this case, it is not common gate, because you in common gate, if you see, the gate has a constant voltage VB. You apply input at the source, you get output at the drain. But here your input is not applied at the source. That's why this is a common source circuit when you consider V out 2 by V in, but it will not be a common gate. So now, any problem in is there any confusion here in understanding this? Now are you able, now I think you can solve any question and tell that whether it's a common gate, common drain, or a common source.
Yes.
Okay, so now once it is done, so let us solve these gains. And please note, now you have to solve this without calculating the small signal circuit. If you want to calculate a small signal circuit, then you have to draw all of the small signal equivalents for all the MOSFETs, and then you will do V out by V in. So it's a very tough job in solving such a complex circuit. So what is the approach that we are taking? The approach that we normally take is to identify which circuits, which sub-circuits we have solved earlier, and replace them by that components. So if you see here, there are three such circuits which you have solved earlier. Rather, it's four circuits. What are they? The first circuit is this one. You have already solved something like this. Like if this is the only circuit, then you can solve it. And you have also solved this circuit alone, and you have also solved this type of circuit alone. So once you know the results for these three circuits alone, then you can put the answers here, here, and here. So once you put these answers here, here, and here, what you will get is, you will get something like a circuit which is given like this: M1, then you have V in, then you have a resistance RD here with VDD connected, and then you will have a resistance RS here to ground. So now this resistance RD which I am writing here is equivalent to what? It is equivalent to a total resistance that you will see from this side. And this resistance RS which you are seeing, which is here, is equivalent to the total resistance which you will see from here. You note down the arrow, the way arrow is showing up, you note down that value. So RD is actually a total resistance which is seeing at this node, and RS is the total resistance which you are seeing at this node. So once you get these two resistance, you can put this in M1, and then you know what is the values. V out 1, then you have V out 2 this side, and we have already solved this type of circuit so many times. So let us see how we can do that. So if you see here the M4 topology, and one thing to note here is that the lambda I have given as 0 for this particular MOSFET, but for other MOSFETs lambda is not equal to 0. So if lambda is not equal to 0 for other MOSFET, that means you have to include their output resistance RO. So that is to be care taken of, that when lambda is equal to 0, only that MOSFET's lambda will be 0. For others MOSFETs, lambda will not be 0. But in question, if it is written take lambda as 0, that means you have to take lambda as 0 for all the MOSFETs. But if I am writing lambda as 0 for a specific MOSFET like this over here, then you have to take Rho equal to 0 for MOSFET M1 only and not for all the others. So if this is okay, then you observe one thing here. You have already calculated the output resistance for this MOSFET. If you have not, then you can do it yourself also. It's very easy. If you apply a test voltage and the test current at the drain of M4, this VB will be grounded and this VDD will also be grounded. So you can solve yourself, and then you will see that the resistance that you look from this side, the value of that will be like this. It will be RO4, and this is actually grounded now, and this is just for I'm actually doing both of the analysis on the same circuit, so that's why now this is grounded here. So you can observe that when your MOSFET M4's gate and drain both are grounded, and if you observe the resistance from the drain side of the M4, it will be RO4. Now in this case, you already know if this is a diode connection circuit. You already know this, that if it is a diode connected circuit, the resistance offered at the source of the MOSFET M3 is actually what? It's actually, the value of this will be 1 over GM3. But now your resistance RO3 is also there, which is in parallel with 1 over GM3. So the resistance will be RO3. So it's a parallel resistance of RO3 and 1 over GM3. So this is also grounded. So now if you want to calculate the total resistance from here, if you want to calculate the total resistance from here till ground, it is very easy, right? You have two resistances. One resistance is this one, another resistance is this one, and they both are parallel because they are connected to ground on one side and to a point at this side. So both of them are parallel. Here you have RO4, then you have, here you have, 1 over GM3 parallel RO3, and both of them are connected to ground, and on this side it is Vout2. You can see here it is Vout2 here, so both of them are parallel. So the resistance that is offered at this node is RD, and the value of that will be 1 over GM3 parallel RO3 parallel RO4. So this is the resistance RD for this particular topology. And for this particular topology here, you already know, so many times I have told that when you look into the source terminal of the MOSFET M2, the value of the resistance offered by this MOSFET M2 will be 1 over GM2. But note that lambda is not equal to 0 for this MOSFET. So if lambda is not equal to 0 for this MOSFET, it will be this. There will be a RO2 resistance also connected in parallel with 1 over GM2. So now you have RD and you have RS, both of them are there. You have this MOSFET M1. So now you already know that if a particular topology, for this particular topology, if it is a common source topology, then the gain, you already know what is that gain. The gain is basically minus RD over 1 over GM1 plus RS. You already know this gain for the common source amplifier, which we have already discussed last time. So now you can substitute the values of RD and RS and you will get the answer. And for the topology where this is working as a common drain, and which is happening in V when you are taking V out 1 divided by V in, at that time the voltage gain comes out to be RS over RS plus 1 over GM1. So I think you know this two terms, like we have calculated already so many times for the voltage gain for common source and common drain. So now you know RS value. The value of RS is 1 over GM2 parallel RO2. So you can substitute it here and solve. So now you can see that how this complex circuit we have reduced into smaller parts and solved all these smaller parts and then put it together back onto the circuit which we already know, the answer of which we already knew. So it simplifies the analysis. Earlier, if you wanted to do a small signal equivalent for this, you have to write all the small signals for M4, M3, M1 and M2, connect them all together and then solve. You cannot solve it. It's very difficult, and you have to write nodal analysis. You have to perform KCL and KVL. So it will become very cumbersome. But by doing like this, you can solve it very easily. So if you have any questions here regarding this particular thing, you can ask me.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
In M4 there is no 1 over GM4. Why that is happening?
It is because you are looking from the drain of M4. Remember this, whenever we are writing 1 over GM thing, it is always in two cases. The two cases are this one. Either you are looking from here, that is the main case. Whenever you see in our analysis, whenever I am saying the value is 1 over gm, we are always looking from the source, we are always looking from source. But in this particular case where you are looking, it's a M4 and it's a PMOS device, and you are actually looking from the drain of the MOSFET M4 because it's a M4 device, so you cannot write 1 over gm4 here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so any other questions? Okay, now you get, I have solved so many questions for this particular chapter. So you can expect something like this in your exam, which will be on 9th. So I think I have discussed it or not, I don't know, but on 9th we will do our exam. So be prepared for that. So it will be next to next week, Tuesday. So it will be at the normal time when we will be in our this class times. So it will be in class time, so you can that will be of from 12 to 1 or 12 to 1:15, something like that. So be prepared for that, and you will get something like this only, what we have discussed till now and what we have solved here. So now once this is done, let's move to the frequency analysis. So we will discuss frequency response for all these amplifiers. Let us see if right now we were doing small signal equivalents, like the concept is right now in whatever we have discussed till now, what we have done is we have applied a small signal sine signal to it, and what we were doing is we were checking what kind of amplification we are getting in consideration with when you have a single sine wave. When you have a single sine wave, when you apply it, and the sine wave of frequency f1, let us say, when you apply to the MOSFET M1, what we are seeing till now was what is the gain that it is giving, what is the input resistance that this MOSFET M1 is offering, what is the output resistance this MOSFET M1 is offering. So till now we were discussing this, but now what we will discuss is this. Let us say you have a MOSFET M1 like this. Okay, so you have a MOSFET M1 like this. So now what we will do is we will apply three type of signals here. Let us say the first signal is this. Let me draw it again. First signal is this, let us say. Okay, so this is your first signal, a sine signal. So this is of frequency f1, and then we will see what is the result that we will get when you apply a frequency f1 like this. So let me draw it small, not that big. Okay, so now let us say you applied this frequency f1 of this type of signal, f1. So you get something like this as the output for this particular case. Now what we will do is we will apply a signal which is of higher frequency. As you can see now, this signal is of higher frequency here. So if we apply a higher frequency, let us say F2, now we want to see what output this MOSFET M1 will give. And what we observed is that when you apply a higher signal F2, so if this voltage is V1 here, like this is the amplification, right? Here you have this amplitude as V1, and this is, let us say, your amplitude is V in here, and for this also the amplitude is V in. So what you observe in the first case is that V1 is greater than V in, because otherwise then only gain will happen, right? Then only gain will happen, otherwise gain will not, gain will not be there from the MOSFET M1. But now when you increase the frequency F2, what happens is the output of the MOSFET is uh, something like this, let us say, not this one, a little small, like this. And then you will have, amplitude V2 here. And what you observe is when you increase the frequency and when you applied it to the same MOSFET M1, what you observed is that V2 is again greater than V in, but V2 is less than V1. That is quite shocking, because as you can see here, the as you increase the frequency, the voltage gain is still there, but that voltage gain is smaller than the voltage gain that you got earlier. So your output is reducing. And when you increase your frequency more, like if you increase it like this, a very high frequency which is of value f3 and having that same amplitude V in, what you get is your output will be like this. It is a small sinusoidal signal with amplitude V3, and V3 is less than V2, and it might be the case that V3 is less than V in also. It will be there. So your gain is going down. So if you calculate the first case, what is the gain? Your gain is V1 by V in. In the second case, what is the gain? V2 by V in. In the third case, what is the gain? V3 by V in. So now you can see that V3 is less than V2 is less than V1. So that means your gain is less than this gain and is less than this gain. So this means as you increase the frequency of the sinusoid, the gain decreases. Any question here regarding this?